in real life, porn stars are like, they're having sex, but they're like, it's acting, so they're like pausing and cutting, and the guy has to constantly pull out, jerk off to get hard again, go back. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it's just like
it's gotta be. I don't think people realize how hard. How difficult it is to stay hard in front of people. Like, oh my god.
For like 6 hours.
Well, we put this.
Like, you gotta walk around in front of like 20 people with a hard cock.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Yeah, it's just gonna go down.
Exactly.
And then you have
especially like if you're like.
So you know the girl like barely even cares about you, and there's a dude with a beard and a ponytail filming. Like with the camera right in front, like you're looking into his eyes a lot of the time too.
we showed that video before, right?
Where the guy gives the dude a donut while he's fucking the girl.
Yeah. And she like looks up at him and she's like,
girl, and then like a dude with one of those like really trendy like buzzed haircuts where it's like big on top and like short in like the sides and back.
Buzzed with a bun.
And then it's like this dude who's got like the Superman swirl and like big thick glasses, fat as fuck with the donut. It's one of those things where it seems like it's totally just like scripted, but like the real video, like I showed the cropped version. The real video is like a dude fucking her, and it shows they're fucking. So it was a real porn moment.
This is a real porn moment.
Real epic moments in porn history.
That's why amateur porn 100% better.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, when it's like an actual couple, and it's like, okay, you're watching like a real couple. Now you're a real cuck, Except for
I didn't even think about that.
Nah, people joke about that. Like if you watch porn, you're a cuck, but that's not true. It's just because actually I was watching this thing on TikTok because now that I'm a TikTok addict. This guy's like he's trying to talk about why was it like 2 episodes ago we were talking about freeing the nipple.
Yeah.
He was talking about how in most cultures they don't sexualize boobs and they think it's weird to sexualize boobs because that's where babies get milk from.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how the only thing that really causes arousal throughout like all cultures is watching someone fuck, because that's like literally like your instinct kicking in, being like, I want that. I want that for me. So when you watch porn, most people who watch porn are like pretending they're one of the people, and that's why POV exists. And if you're like black and you're watching a POV with a white dick, you're like, what the fuck? And then if you're white watching a POV with a black dick, you're like, what the fuck? But most people just pretend they're in the porn themselves. Right. But cucks specifically do that like in real life, like because they don't think they can actually satisfy their wife. So there is a literal element to it that's like it has to be your significant other that you don't think you're doing a good enough job, and you get off to her getting off for realsies, not when you do a bad job or whatever.
Yeah.
And then also, David Dobrik apparently is a cuck.
What? Really?
Yeah. Which explains why.
Wait.
They were talking about that on H3.
On which one?
On Frenemies. They're talking about how.
Which episode?
There's an old podcast he did with like his crew, where they were talking about how 2 of them were laying down, like David and one of his dude friends, and they're like, I would love to watch someone fuck my girlfriend. And David said, yeah, me too, for sure. And then they're like talking about that moment where they both admitted to each other that they both love to watch their girlfriends get fucked. And they're both talking about like, would you have a threesome with another guy? I'm like, sure, yeah. And I'd watch him fuck her, and I would be totally fine with that. And then he was like, do you want to, like, would you be insecure if he had like a bigger dick than you? And he's like, no, I want her to have a good, like, I don't want her to fuck a loser.
That's so weird.
Yeah, and I was like, that's it. Because a lot of guys would be like, first of all, I think most guys just wouldn't be okay with it.
Yeah.
Because guys are territorial as fuck. And then second of all, I think a lot of guys would be like, well, I want to still be like, I don't want someone who's going to like outshine me,
I feel like a lot of guys enjoy that though, because I think they feel like they get power from they pick the guy.
Yeah.
Like they don't let her pick the guy. They pick the guy, and they're like, you have a really fucking big dick, and like I bet my wife would love that. And then she meets him for the first time whenever he takes his pants off.
Yeah.
Like
It is a weird thing because like some guys will be like, I don't want my girlfriend to wear yoga pants. My older brother said something like this before.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. But then there's other guys who are like, I want my girlfriend to dress really hot so everyone's paying attention to her. But then my arm's around her at all times. Haha, fuck you. And so there's like a weird. It's like a horseshoe where it can go either way, where people are way too conservative with their girlfriends or way too liberal with their girlfriends.
Yeah.
I think either way is weird. Just let her dress the way you want. She wants, but yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about that before when we were on the Simp Boys when iDubbbz was a simp boy.
Yeah.
And we defended him. And we were like, yeah, just let his girlfriend do what she wants.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. So would you date someone who had OnlyFans and just basically showed her nudies, but people had to pay for it?
Yeah.
And then she'd pay you. Well, she would pay you, but she could afford nice things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of
a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean,
if she's doing it and she's making like literally nothing, and like two or three dudes are just seeing her naked, and she makes not enough money to do shit, then I would be like, you just stop.
Yeah.
But if she was making like bank, I'd be like, fuck it.
If it was like,
let's get a house, bitch.
like Belle Delphine.
Oh yeah, well yeah, she's extremely successful. Like, if they're like stupidly successful, I'd be like, yeah. Even if it was just like more than minimum wage, like equals to, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
like that's basically that's a job at this point. Like, keep it up.
How far could she go before you would be uncomfortable though?
For me personally, I don't think I really care. It would have to be like, if she's fucking the other guys, it'd be like, okay. But most girls in OnlyFans are just not doing that.
Right, but what if she's like doing the thing where they have guys pay to send their pictures of their dicks?
I don't care about that.
And
I really couldn't care less about people receiving dick pics. Most girls don't even care half the time.
When the like pay to flirt type stuff.
That, like the sexting stuff is kind of awkward, but I feel like a lot of that stuff is the girl gig. Like my friend did it once, like a guy friend. He would jerk off on cam, and his reasoning was like, well, I'm going to jerk off anyway. Might as well make money for it. And he just doesn't show his face, because if you're a guy, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You really don't have to show your face.
It's probably preferable that you don't.
Yeah. And he would get mostly gay dudes in the comment. He would get girls, and they would send him nudes, and be like, this is fucking great. I'm getting paid to look at naked chicks. But most of the time it would be dudes. And so he would basically be like, trying his hardest not to laugh on cam while they're flirting with him, and he's like trying to be like, oh yeah, and he's like, fuck, I can't do this. And that's how I feel like a lot of girls probably are too, is they're probably just like, this guy's fucking weird. And you're like, what's your fetish? And they say some stupid ass shit, and you're like, And look at all the girls who sell their feet pics. It ain't because they want to, like, that's for the guys. It ain't because they want to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like fucking foot fetish is the way to go if you're making an OnlyFans.
Yeah,
it's so easy.
Apparently, you can make so much.
Yeah. I was telling Val about the furry porn.
Yeah, I was there for that. I think. You were like,
wait, what about furry porn?
Val was like, what? I told Val she can make money doing her artwork.
Yeah.
And I said you can do commissions, and there's a lot of things that people commission. A lot of it is porn, but art is commissioned all the time for lots of reasons. People, like, for example, I was going to commission art for our YouTube channel eventually if we couldn't get someone. Luckily we got someone, but
thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, what were you saying about Val and furry porn?
She was like asking how to make money with her art, and I was like, draw furry porn. Like,
well, yeah.
People pay a lot of money for that.
People make bank doing that. Like,
yeah.
They'll charge
because
$2,300 for like a full size picture or whatever.
Because like the furry community, like the furries come up with their own like character.
Yeah.
So there's not like pre-drawn.
They need you to draw them shit.
Yeah, there's not pre-drawn stuff of their character that they can just.
And that's all they want to be known by is their character, which is a cartoon, which means people have to just draw various pictures of them.
Yeah.
And that's how you get that.
I told her that.
The one furry who was there when Franz Ferdinand died.
Yeah.
The furry god or whatever.
I told Val, I was like, seriously, like, go on Reddit and just be like, I'll do commissions.
But yeah, just do commissions of anything. I mean, it doesn't have to be furry porn, but
if you want to dabble.
if you open your horizons and just do new things, you will probably make money because, I mean, if you just, people are like, do this, and you just do it, then... Yeah.
Except if it's...
But yeah, foot fetish people...
Yeah.
That's easy money. But I don't know how to... I don't know how to get started in it, but once people know that you're down, then then there you go. Like,
you post anonymously on Reddit.
yeah,
You get a following, and then you start an OnlyFans. Like,
yeah.
it's
you got to start off free.
It's true that you could just go on Reddit because Reddit has like sections for everything, including
has so much
specific porn. Yeah, Reddit has like way too many boards in general, and then and then if you just want to go to the 18+ side of Reddit, then and that's
just like half of it.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Our boss is a Redditor.
I know, but I just pretend I don't think he does that.
I know.
Actually, I would not be surprised if he just had no idea that there was a shit ton of porn, and then we make a joke, and then like that night he goes home and he's like, "What the fuck?
Yeah,
There's so much porn."
You're gonna end up like anonymously posting your feet to Reddit, and you're gonna end up getting a commission for like Edwardsville.
No, I highly doubt that.
Put it up on the wall in the bakery.
I did it. It was a ruse this whole time. I knew I recognized those feet, but I never take off my shoes and socks in front of you.
Not when you're awake.
I can tell. Okay, this conversation is making me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Time to change.
We should get him Reddit Gold for his birthday.
Reddit is useful sometimes, but I don't use it that much, to be honest.
I don't either. I use it for porn.
I don't even use it for that. I just use it for like very specific things, basically. Usually, if I search it in Google, the top research result will be Reddit, and then I'm like, and it's basically just a message board. Yeah. And back in the day, if you wanted to learn something, half the time you had to read a message board from 6 months earlier where people were talking about the thing you care about. So.
Yeah,
that's what I use it for. Is
and
like
that's like Steam's like that too. Steam is just like, oh, message boards. I need to read how to fix this stupid thing.
Reddit porn is great because they just post like GIFs of a bunch of different porn, so you don't have to like scroll through Pornhub looking for like just the right.
That's what
video.
people see on Tumblr.
Yeah,
it's like nothing but like the GIFs.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. That was popular because that's like girls don't want to watch regular porn. They just want to watch like a hot thing reanimate over and over and over. Yeah. Which I kind of respect because sometimes porn is a bit ridiculous. But I have to say I really love the storylines and like I love the stupid shit they say. Like I'm being completely unironic. I love when they come up with like some crazy storyline and I'm like, whoa.
Gay porn.
Well, gay porn is gay porn's fucking hilarious.
You just go on YouTube.
They don't even try.
I know. Just go on YouTube and look up "safe for work" gay porn plots.
Yeah.
And you'll find a bunch. Just watch it for the plot. Or you could go on Pornhub and watch gay porn.
Or you just type in gay porn.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what a real man does. I want to watch gay porn the right way.
Just tell your friends you're watching it for the plot.
There was one time where I clicked this video that was like a really hot chick, and the thumbnail was like she was fucking a guy. And I was like, okay. And then when I started, it was two guys sitting on the couch. And I was like, oh yeah, this is a storyline. Like one of them's gonna leave.
Yeah.
And then like eventually like I'm jerking off. I'm gonna jerk off too. And I was like, wait, what's going on? And then they go, well, fine then. And then the girl is like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, we're about to jerk off. And she's like, okay, go ahead. And then they both get, and I'm like, okay. Okay. And then they start doing each other. I was like, why are you jerking each other off? It was bisexual porn, but it was like super gay. Like, they just, Like, once they started fucking the girl, the guy started fucking the other guy. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with this?
That's so.
You have to like specifically be like a bisexual male
like
to enjoy it because it's like the shenanigans going on was off the charts.
Or a straight girl.
You have to be a straight girl who fetishizes gay people.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I want to see. Well, I don't know. A lot of girls have like this thing where they keep saying they want to peg boys, and I don't know. Some of them are probably joking, but I feel like a lot of them are not joking about wanting to peg men. I feel like a lot of girls really want to do it.
Yeah. And I feel like it's a violent thought.
I don't
like.
yeah.
They're not like,
No.
oh wow, that looks like fun. They're like, man, I'd like to like.
Yeah, because like they don't get sexual pleasure from like wearing a strap on.
Yeah.
But like, there's a thing for them where they're like, this is hot. I'm fucking a guy in the butt.
Yeah.
So weird.
And it's weird that they want to do that, but at the same time, it can be hot to do something for someone that only services them. So I get that. It's like going down someone. It's like it's good for them, not really good for you. But you know, I'll do it. So I'm assuming it's the same way. Girls are like, yeah, I'll fuck a guy in the butt. But most guys don't want to do it. So I'm sorry.
Jumping straight into porn.
Yeah, well, that's how we do.
That's how we do it.
I mean, what else are we gonna talk about?
I don't know.
I don't want to talk about nothing.
I watched God versus Kong.
Yeah, I want to watch that. I'm probably gonna watch it tomorrow.
I watched it last night. It was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how like absolutely abysmal the acting in it is.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Is it Millie Bobby Brown still in it?
Yeah, she's like the worst part in that entire movie.
Yeah, because you know why she's good in Stranger Things? Because she doesn't
talk. She's such a bad actress in that fucking movie. Oh
it's one of those things where people are like, oh, I know her from this thing, therefore I like her no matter what. And it's like, what if that thing is good and the actor just happened to be in the right place at the right time?
Yeah.
That happens a lot of fucking times in movies. You ever heard of Ryan Reynolds? He's only good in like 5 movies, but everyone fucking loves him because Deadpool was a huge success.
Yeah.
I hate him in almost every other movie he's in. I only like him in Deadpool and Detective Pikachu.
Is Detective Pikachu still on HBO?
I don't know.
No, I think it just got taken off.
Oh, that sucks.
I wanted to watch that.
It might
It's
be
not.
there like today and tomorrow.
That
or something,
movie-
but like,
Here's my review of Detective Pikachu. Because some people claim it's a good movie. That movie's only good because it's Pokemon. It's only good because it's like a live-action Pokemon movie, and I never thought in a million years I'd ever see that. And like it actually takes place in... It's not like... You know, like if you watch Transformers, it's like, what if the Transformers were in our world? It's not like that.
yeah,
It's like, no, these are just humans in the Pokemon world. Like they have Pokemon centers and Pokemarts and they reference all that shit. But what's going on in the plot has nothing to do with being a master, being a trainer, nothing to do with gyms or badges. It just happens to exist in the Pokemon world, and I love it because like,
Well, it's a detective movie.
right. But like what I'm saying is, when it first starts, it's a kid hiding out in tall grass, literally, and this other kid's like, I'm gonna catch a Pokemon. He's like, oh shit, I'm gonna watch. And like you watch him like go and try to, and like, what the fuck? This is so cool. Like, and then, but like then like it just gets full of like stupid movie trope bullshit. But like it's still good because it's Pokemon. But like it's not the best thing I've ever seen. It would, if it was a Pokemon, it'd be fucking terrible.
Yeah.
But the kid is a good actor in it, and Ryan Reynolds is funny in it. And then they have like this super shoehorned forced relationship with this girl who only exists for that one purpose. I'm like, gee, why is it every time Ryan Reynolds is in a movie, I have to deal with some fucking shoehorned girl relationship bullshit? Let him be fucking gay for all I care. Don't put this shit in here, please. I'm tired of it. I don't like it in Deadpool. I don't like it in Pokemon.
What was it in Deadpool?
Oh. Fucking the entire plot revolves around
Oh, yeah, that's right.
a fucking girl. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
They both start and end the same way where they're like, I love her. And then like, I can't be with her. And then he's like, nah, I'm saved her. I'm in love again.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's like, who relates to this? I don't know. Not even, I don't have no idea who relates to that for Deadpool. That's just weird to me.
But God versus Kong is really good. If you can make it through the horrible acting and stupid fucking jokes.
Oh, that's sad. It has bad jokes.
Yeah.
I wish movies just wouldn't do jokes.
Yeah.
I kind of like that about the Snyder Cut was instead of jokes that aren't funny because they're trying to appeal to everyone, including like little kids. There's just no jokes, so I don't have to deal with cringy shit.
Right.
I'd rather have that. Honestly.
Watching Kong and Godzilla fight's really fun.
That's good. I saw way too much. I'm kind of upset that I saw what I saw. But
On Cosmonaut?
yeah. I wish
Did
you
you watch
would.
it?
No.
I didn't
I don't
realize
watch
he was-
reviews before I watch movies.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was going to spoil it so heavily. I just wanted him to be like, it is cute, it's enjoyable. But instead he was like, I really liked it. Look at this. What are you doing?
No.
He like explained a lot about the plot, and I was like, this movie has plot?
Yeah.
But it sounds really cool. I just don't want to... I just want to like be blind to it. Because I know it's going to be retarded, and that's what I want.
It is.
That's good. But I don't want bad
It's
acting
like-
and bad jokes. I just want retardation and enjoy it.
Well, I mean, the bad acting kind of plays into it. Like, I don't know. There's like a ton of stupid character tropes in it,
Right.
but it's really funny how they deal with those characters.
But from what I've heard about what they do with King Kong, sounds fucking stupid as shit, and I'm fine with it. Like,
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
it sounds so fucking stupid and not King Kong at all.
Yeah.
But like, whatever, I don't care. Let's
Yeah.
do this. Let's have King Kong fight Godzilla in the most weird way that you would never expect ever, and I'm fine with it.
Well, now I watched Skull Island because I want to see monsters fight more, and now I want to watch King of
King
Monsters.
of Monsters looks good too. I wanted to watch it back then too, but I didn't expect myself to be so excited for this movie, so I didn't watch it back then. I was like, whatever, King Kong, Godzilla, same shit. Who fucking cares? But now that's out, I'm like, oh my god, I want to watch it. Oh, cool, King Kong, Godzilla. I'm not even like a huge King Kong fan. I'm really more of a Godzilla fan myself. You know,
Yeah,
King Kong's just kind of there. He's important for movie history.
King.
As a character,
The
it's not
movie-
really much.
The movie's like all about King Kong.
Yeah,
it
it's-
like doesn't talk about Godzilla at all.
That's what I heard. Which Godzilla's a far more interesting character because
Yeah.
yeah.
They like force shit in there to make King Kong cool.
I don't know. Yeah.
You'll see. I mean,
Yeah. It's just Godzilla is really. Godzilla is literally supposed to be like a metaphor for like why nuclear war is bad, and it's come to this. where
Japan
it's
made
fighting
it because they're the
monkey.
only country to be nuked.
During wartime.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid is literally about nothing but like nukes, but also like so it's like Astro Boy, and so is like everything from Japan is about nukes. Because they're like, hey, never do this again ever.
Do they have nukes? Like, are they a nuclear state?
Yeah, probably.
They might have some, but I don't know.
They are probably a.
They have a military. They're just not.
I don't
known
think-
for being a super powerful military.
I think after World War II, they're like, okay, we're chill now. We'll calm down a little bit.
Well, yeah,
We also,
Well-
like, came in and, like,
yeah. America
gave
kinda-
them a government, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Like-
true.
they're like, yeah, you're not an imperial country
Yeah.
anymore. You're a democracy now.
America and Japan are very tight knit right now because like America just kind of was like,
Sorry.
yeah. But Japan, you know, did well for themselves and became a very successful country after that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, with
but
our
we're still like we're really good buddies with them.
because we're like
I mean,
we're sorry we did that, but like also we had to. So here's a new government and money.
yeah, it was a fucked up situation, but
Yeah.
but like they didn't surrender after the first bomb. Like,
Yeah, I know. Japan was fucking insane.
they're like, we don't give a fuck.
Japanese citizens would kill themselves whenever the
Yeah.
U.S. would invade an island off the coast of Japan. All the citizens would go like jump off a cliff because
Yeah.
they'd rather die than be under rule from the American citizens.
Yeah.
For the American Army
Well, and it also, if they got
or Navy.
those islands were flipping back and forth a lot. So if the Japanese came back and took it from the Americans, then the Japanese were gonna like rape and torture every person who was still on that island for not fighting to the death.
Yeah,
'cause that's how they ran things.
Well, yeah, Japan like brainwashed the entire country and was like, America's the ultimate evil.
Yeah.
They will rape and kill you without hesitation. And we got there and there was just people killing themselves and we're like, wait.
Like, stop.
Wait, stop.
Yeah.
The Pacific Theater doesn't get talked about a whole lot, and it was
I don't know about that one.
it was a lot.
The Pacific Theater.
Well, that just
a
No,
whole,
that's what's referred to like when America was fighting Japan.
So there's the
down
European
there.
Theater and then the
Yeah.
Pacific Theater for World War II.
Because a portion of World War II was just America and Japan going at it. So
yeah, people
and Australia.
World War
Oh,
II
shit,
was
yeah.
basically like two wars.
Yeah.
It was the
people had teams.
Fighting on
Japan
the
was on Nazi team. They were on the Axis. So I don't know why.
Japan just wanted to take over China.
And they did a lot of fucked up stuff in China.
They did a whole lot of shit in
like
China.
the kind of shit that the Nazis were like, "Whoa, dude, that's like
Yeah,
like
if you wanna, there's a couple books about it. It was in Hong Kong when it happened.
Yeah.
Japan invaded and just like fucking tortured citizens, raped citizens, killed them, tortured them more.
They were warriors, man. But they were like a lot of Asian countries were like into that idea of like just being like brutal fighters with each other.
Well, it wasn't even fighting though. It was like raping babies.
Yeah.
Like
And I know that the history of Japan is nothing but civil war. Like they're just constantly fighting each other and like taking the government by force. Just like it's just like a very violent beginning, and then they had after America nuked them, they just
Actually, isn't that how Mao came into power? Just from Japan? I can't remember.
Mao from Japan.
No, Mao's from China.
Yeah, I thought
Mao, the communist leader from the
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't remember if he took power like after Japan left and China was kind of fucked over for a little bit.
That would make sense.
Yeah, 'cause
that timeline lines
Yeah,
up.
he was. Yeah, it was that time period.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because he died he died in the 80s?
Yeah. I don't know when he died, but I just know that he was alive. I just know he was in charge around that time we're talking about. But yeah. If you go carrying pictures of Chairman Mao, you won't make it with anyone anyhow, so. It's a Beatles reference.
Oh.
So, yeah.
From what song? What?
That's from Revolution.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The song where he's like, we can do a revolution, sips tea someday. It's a weird song.
Yeah. So you want to...
But then he became a solo artist where all he did was talk about revolution.
And, yeah, communism and...
Yeah, make sure you have to be close to the mic now.
You have to be close to the mic now.
I fixed the mic, so you have to be close to it.
I think the problem with you is you keep facing me and talking.
No, it's not. I would have an echo the entire time. In fact, I think this mine might even be echoey, but it sounded fine earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck it, I fucking hate it.
Joe Biden.
Oh yeah, talk about what Ted Cruz did.
I don't know if it was Ted Cruz, but Ted Cruz has been talking shit a lot.
Yeah.
Even though he funded it, like he was like all for it when it first like Trump started using it.
Right. We'll talk about what you're talking about.
But like,
You just keep thinking.
so Republicans right now are like hating on Biden so bad because of the whole illegal immigrants in cages. Even though Trump like started the whole thing.
Yeah.
And started putting people in cages, and the Republicans supported it. But now they're like, Biden, why are you doing this? Why are only you doing this? Why did you start doing this all of a sudden out of nowhere? Like, we weren't a part of this. Why are you doing it only?
They're acting like he's doing something new.
Yeah.
Or doing something different when it's like
Yeah.
the same thing.
When it's a problem that he inherited from Trump.
Nah, he still won't fix it though.
No.
He's had the time to fix. He could have fixed
But
it,
the Republicans,
and he said he was gonna fix it like day one. He didn't fix it.
the Republicans were all for it when it first
Well,
happened.
yeah, because they fucking hate Mexicans.
But now
They're literally
like,
racist. I don't know.
now they're like, Biden, please fix it. Oh my God, I hated this when I voted for it. Why aren't you fixing it yet? It's so stupid.
Bernie was like the only one who had a plan to just completely abolish ICE, and then what that translated to was Trump saying, "Oh, Democrats want open borders, boo boo boo." It's like, no, we just have a really fucked up system right now. It doesn't make sense.
Also, I'd be kind of like chill with open borders.
A lot of far lefties are chill with open borders.
I don't even consider myself a far lefty. Like,
I know, but
like
those
yeah,
are the only ones who are, and Bernie's not even that far left.
exactly. I'm in the same spectrum of like Bernie Sanders, and
Yeah.
it's like no, like
I don't get it. Like, why do we have to keep people out? Like,
Well, I think we should process it and make sure everyone's documented. But the thing is, right now we have this process that's like almost impossible to become, I guess, a legal citizen.
or even get like a green card.
Yeah, it's just we make it so difficult, and it's like it makes no sense why. And like what you have to do to become legal is just fucking stupid, and no one can do it. And then and it's like if you just made it easier so they could just become legal citizens, then the people who
They have to.
the people who aren't coming here just to become drug lords they'll still be the undocumented ones, and then we'll have the normal people become documented, and then we have all of this land, all of these vacant houses, and a shit ton of work that just people like there's just a lot of work that is like typically what these people do when they come here that no one's doing in America. So it's just like, I don't understand.
Well,
what's the issue?
What do you say?
you go ahead.
Well, like, yeah, right now, to get a citizenship, you have to like pass a history test and
Yeah.
like a government test.
You
And,
have to
like,
pass tests that like most of the fucking the people who specifically want to keep immigrants out are the ones who cannot pass these tests.
I don't think
Right.
I could pass an like
No,
immigration
you have to
test.
study.
Like,
You have to fucking study. Like,
yeah, like
it's no joke.
you have to have like the Constitution
You also-
memorized.
It's also
No, like I have no.
It ain't,
I know like two of them.
it ain't
Yeah.
fucking free and it ain't fucking cheap either. I'll say that. So, like,
Yeah.
I know someone who came here when he was like 4, and his dad tried to do everything the legal way, and then their like cards were denied or something, so they couldn't use any of the money they had, and they're like, okay, so we're just fucked. All right, then we're just gonna be undocumented because like they did everything right and they still couldn't do it. I'm like, okay, fuck it then. So,
Yeah.
it
It
sucks.
doesn't- Like, and I don't get it. People think these undocumented workers like aren't paying taxes, but it's like,
Well, and luckily, a lot of right now we do have. Trump could have at any moment. This was an executive action by Obama, where you could get. It was like work card stuff, like work permit stuff, where you could work here and be undocumented, but you're like registered.
yeah,
Trump could have literally vetoed that, and then he had this name list, this registry of all these people who are undocumented. And my friend, when he signed up for it, he goes, "It's really scary, but I'm pretty sure the Democrats will just keep winning." And then Trump won, and he was like, "Fuck, fuck, fuck," and we're just like, "No one talk about it. If no one talks about it,
well, he almost got rid of DACA.
yeah."
That would have been bad. Like,
He was trying to do all sorts. I mean, before he was elected, he said he was going to like reverse the 14th Amendment, where like if you're born here, you're an American citizen, which is like, what makes you a citizen then? Being born here makes you a citizen. How are you not a citizen? You're born in
wait,
America.
what?
He wanted to reverse the amendment to where if you were born in America, you're an American citizen, because that way, because what people do is they have kids in America and then they can't be sent back because they have kids who are American citizens.
So he wants to get rid of that?
So he wants to make it so if you're born here, you're not an American citizen.
Oh, okay.
And his solution was putting the kids in cages because they're the children of undocumented immigrants, and you can't prove that whether they were born here or not. But you can send the parents back because
and that's why there's a shit ton of orphan kids.
Why?
That's why
that makes no sense.
We orphaned so many families. I mean, imagine. I mean, so when people say like, "Oh, it's not the same as World War II Nazi Germany," no, nobody ever said we're committing mass genocide. But what we are doing is we're treating people like animals. We're treating them like they're subhuman. That's called racism.
What it is the same as is the Japanese internment camps that we had during World War II.
And that's what they are.
Yeah, they're unconstitutional internment camps is what they are.
That's what they are.
I don't...
And we just do it. I mean, we do... Look, America does so many horrible atrocities every day, and we all shake it off. This is just one of those things. But when it was first happening, we want to fight this. Like, we don't want this to become normalized. Like, everything else that we do fucked up. But it sort of is becoming normalized because Biden is the Democrat president and he's doing nothing about it. And this is why you have New York Times and everyone else saying, actually, this is a good thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now it's a good thing that a Democrat's doing it. It wasn't a good thing when Trump was doing it.
Right.
So it's just fucking asinine. Because Trump said Obama did this and all he's doing is doing Obama's rules, but that's not true. Obama had the cages all set up for if you broke a law, like if you were a criminal, then they would be like if they look at your record and say, oh, you're a criminal, I'm putting you in there.
For the record, I am still against that because they should just go to regular people jail. There's not that many immigrants that we don't have enough room in jail.
Right.
We love building jails. We
have a lot of fucking jails.
Yeah,
and these are shitty jails that these aren't even up to jail regulations. That's the problem with it.
Exactly.
And they're costly too. It's not like they're cheap. So it's like we're paying a fortune just to torture people, and now we're just mostly torturing children because we send the parents back home after after a little bit, and the kids are just orphans now. So it's so fucked.
And I don't get it. Undocumented immigrants still pay taxes.
Right. Exactly.
I mean,
they're not cheating
any
the
job. Yeah, at any job, the job takes out the taxes.
Well, and that's the thing. So
out of your paycheck, right away.
When it wasn't undocumented immigrants, when it was Obama's first year, what Republicans were complaining about were black people. They're saying black people are fucking up the economy because all they do is use welfare, and people on welfare that fucks up the economy apparently. Because none of them want to work, and they all just want to get money from having kids or some shit.
You know why no one's complaining about that right now is everyone's been on welfare for the last year.
Yeah, because we're all getting fucking money from the government. Because, newsflash, it don't fucking matter that much. Because they're that's why our taxes are going up, because of fucking welfare. Because these people don't want to work. First of all, a bunch of people on welfare are fucking white people. Second of all,
they're working their ass off for welfare.
You can't even be on welfare if you don't have a job. You have to... If you they give you a period of time where you say you get money for nothing, but eventually if you don't start working, that money goes away. You have to work,
and they'll even send you a bill for some that happened to my family with food stamps. They were oh, you ended up making too much money this month, so you actually owe us last month too.
Yeah,
and we were we're dead ass broke.
Yeah,
we have no money, and they were yeah, sucks to suck.
Yeah, it's not like they're fucking... It's not really ruining the economy. What's ruining the economy was at that same time that when Obama inherited the White House was that we had a huge recession because we just did trickle-down economics after the Iraq War. So maybe that fucking ruined the economy. Also, we had the bake crisis and all that shit with the housing crisis.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of stupid-ass shit going on at the time. Who's to blame? The fucking rich people, not the poor people.
We were still coming off the .com bubble too.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just easy to blame it on black people. But now we don't blame it on black people. Now we blame it on Mexicans. And it's what the fuck?
And next thing, in 10 years from now, we're going to have Mexicans in the streets.
The worst part
getting upset because we've been treating them like shit for the last, 20, 30 years. And everyone's going to be why are they all I've always loved Mexicans. And it's Well, then why didn't you let him?
Yeah.
Like, this was one of the kids in a cage who's, like, freaking out in the street right now.
Like, yeah, but every Mexican has a fucking relative who's been forced in a fucking cage.
It's the exact same shit as terrorism, where, like, it's like, why would an Iraqi person have a problem with an American? It's like, because we've been bombing the shit out of them since before any of us were alive? Like,
well, that's exactly why we have all this propaganda about all that stuff over there about... I mean, the Iraq War is one of the most obvious fly in American history, but people still, like, they fall for it. Right now we have the Palestine and Israel shit going on. Why do we fund Israel? Oh, because Israel constantly antagonizes and attacks Palestine, which then causes Palestine to attack them. And I keep trying to explain it to people that if you fight fire with fire, they're just going to retaliate, because we're talking about the Israeli government versus crazy, pissed off people from Palestine. So it's not the same. So we can't fight fire with fire. We can't have Americans fund them to do that. But why do we do it? Because if Israel has a boogeyman, then that lets them do whatever the fuck they want over there, which then aids us. So
that's our little island in the Islam.
It's America. This is the history of America right here. Fucking fighting proxy wars to do fucked up shit all over the world, and everyone says we're the hero for it.
Proxy wars, in my opinion, are just a different version of imperialism.
I mean,
where it's
overseas, we're an imperialist fucking force, basically.
In Japan, in South Korea,
we
have the Middle East.
We have the most military bases outside of our own country.
Yeah,
like China doesn't have as many military bases.
Yeah. We're not
Russia. Like
we
have a military base in almost every country.
Whenever people talk about why the USSR was bad, or why Nazi Germany was bad, or why any of these huge mega forces were bad, you have to realize that America has done all the same things. I mean, we've done genocides, just not on the same scale.
We did it on the same scale.
Okay.
Well, Hitler based his off of the Native Americans.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, we caused a genocide on the Native American people, and I mean, we're just we are the difference between us and Nazi Germany is that we hid behind the idea that we were defending race, like we were fighting against racism at the time, like we were like the heroes against Nazi Germany, but America could have just
at the same time we were like super racist towards black people. They couldn't vote.
This country's founded off the same type of horrible atrocities. But the same thing with USSR. They're like, they throw all their people that are useless to them in prison. Like, oh yeah, would be a shame if America did that shit, put everyone in fucking prison, and then made them slaves. I mean, imagine if we had like that shit they have in the USSR, but today in America. I mean, oh my god, wouldn't that be upsetting for a patriotic American to find?
Guantanamo Bay is still open.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we do all these horrible things that we
just throw like
say we defend or something.
Yeah, we throw drug addicts in prison and make them work.
And the government is very much so responsible for a lot of the drug epidemic in the first place. And then we have all this science and data and research that like shows
and
how
big
to stop
pharma
stuff. Yeah, but we don't do anything to stop anything.
Yeah,
So, and we have the resources for it. We have the economy for it.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't do anything.
Yeah, during the Trail of Tears, I think we killed a couple million Native Americans. I mean, we committed genocide before.
I was gonna say like we attempted genocide because we didn't actually completely wipe them out, but I mean whatever.
No, we fucking almost did.
Yeah. We did like we did the equivalent of what the Nazis did in Germany because there's Jews in Germany still. Like
they didn't kill all the Jews. Like that's still genocide.
It's still a genocide.
Like before we were here, there was. The old stories were that the sky was gray with the smoke of campfires because of how many Native American tribes were around. The skies weren't all clear and blue. It was there was millions and millions and millions of Native Americans living here, and
now there's like 12
combined between us bringing smallpox over and us purposely genociding them.
Yeah, I mean,
and then a combination of purposely genociding them with smallpox.
We were at war with them. We slaughtered them, basically. So.
Yeah.
No, we never they never like. It was completely our fault. The Native Americans never provoked us.
We just started killing them. We wanted the country. We wanted all the land. We didn't want to share. We wanted it all.
We wanted to own it, and they wanted to share.
Well, the thing is, I think there was
they were perfectly fine if like
there was a lot of conquering back then, because like that's what the Spanish were doing too. Like back in those times, you just slaughtered and you just took what you wanted. I mean, we were definitely a part of that shit.
The French were the only cool motherfuckers back then, and they weren't even probably. I don't know everything about them. I just know they were cooler than like the British and the Spanish.
The Inquisitors.
I just know that the British, the Spanish, and eventually America just became. Those were the ones who just conquered everything.
The French were also bad.
Oh yeah.
Well, Spanish Inquisitors.
What happened with Napoleon?
There
was a lot of wars going on with him.
Yeah.
He didn't come over here.
Well, he didn't come here, but
I think we were allies with Napoleon.
Probably.
Yeah, that's where we bought the Louisiana Purchase from him.
Yeah.
But
back when
Spanish Inquisitors killed all the Aztec people with smallpox.
Yeah, they were brutal murderers, basically.
Well, that and they came over. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They came over with smallpox and shit and just killed everyone. But no, Native Americans they weren't okay. They weren't like totally accepting of us coming over, but they were like, we will share if you just like leave us alone. We'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, we want all of your land. Yeah. They're like, okay, well, if you can just give us some of it.
Yeah.
And they're like, you mean Oklahoma?
Yeah. Like, you mean one? Yeah.
You mean
15
half
acres?
Oklahoma?
Yeah, 15 acres over there.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't like super static, but they weren't also trying to go to war with us. Because Native Americans are originally like peaceful people. I mean,
not all of them.
Not okay.
Yeah,
like they went to war with each other and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean,
it was just tribal stuff. But
yeah,
we were like, ugh, you guys don't wear shirts and you have tribes. Ugh, we're better than you, and then we killed them all.
You guys scout people,
also,
even though we started that.
They weren't white.
Yeah,
and America was founded on racism.
Guys, we actually started.
Hear that.
We started scalping. That was Native Americans didn't do that until we got here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would. We would pay them for scalps. Yeah.
They did other fucked up shit. Like all humans do fucked up shit.
Right. Yeah.
But like
some of them were cannibals and stuff. And some of them, I mean, there was just war in general. Like, humans go to war.
But, that doesn't justify what we did.
No.
Not at all.
We just stole all their land. It's not like we became... It's not like... Okay. It's like I was just watching a video about, like, the Industrial Revolution and, like, the coal miner strike and stuff like that. And, like, when, like, unions were first being, like, invented, basically.
The Battle of Blair Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where, like... People were on strike from work because they said, we don't want to work in these horrible conditions. It's making our lives end faster. And we're being paid nothing. And then the government was like, don't worry, we'll send the National Guard to kill you. So that way you're forced to work.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you think about all this stuff and it's like, you know, our society, the way it is now, where it's like we're kind of somewhat civilized, like it was kind of relatively like recent.
It was like the 1930s.
Yeah, it took fucking forever. It's not like I don't know, all this stuff, like our history, like everyone's just they're all barbarians basically.
There's and
right now we're doing the same stuff but just economically instead of actually like killing people physically.
The town I live in was the center of the coal miner strike for Illinois.
Yeah.
And there's actually a statue a couple miles away in a nearby town of, I'm guessing you in that video heard of Mother Jones?
Yeah, I know Mother Jones.
So there's a statue of Mother Jones really near my house in the middle of this ridiculously Republican area.
Yeah.
But I just think that's really cool. It's like, because she's out in the middle of this cemetery near where a bunch of miners were killed, I assume.
Oh. I think a lot of people... A lot of people like that no matter
That's ironic, but...
Yeah. Well, a lot of people like that stuff no matter what political side they're on. Because standing up for yourself, fighting against the government is like the American way.
That's the most American shit of...
Yeah, but like no one can take that and modernize it correctly with like current politics for some reason.
Even Black Lives Matter, they failed quite a bit at that.
Yeah,
and I like a lot of what they say, but
the huge problem with unions is just propaganda, like anti-union propaganda. Everyone thinks unions are bad now. It's like, no, if we actually fought up against the government, like things would be a lot better.
Yeah, I don't
or fought against corporatism.
Man, I don't know. People are just crazy.
I think if we beat corporatism, we don't even have to beat the government anymore.
Yeah, I mean, corporatism is the government.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
We might have to beat the government whenever they take over next, but, like, they're not in charge right now. Like, it's...
Yeah.
Amazon's the big dick in the room with them.
Like, I truly think that if we just got rid of, like, lobbyism and, like, just, like, any sort of, like, legal bribery, because we have so much illegal bribery going on. If we got money out of politics in general... Like, we would see so much dramatic change in this country. And then we can, then we can worry about what the libertarians are complaining about. Where it's like, oh, no, I don't want big government to fuck up everything. It's like, well, we're not even, dude, don't even. Right now, we're dealing with fucking billionaires paying off all the politicians to do whatever they fucking want. And that's why everyone says we're not even fighting against, like, politicians. We're fighting against, like, the Koch brothers. Because that's the real conservative party. One of the Koch brothers is dead. It's one guy. One guy controls the conservative party. Like, it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. And all the fucking... Yeah, all the healthcare companies control both parties.
Yeah.
When it comes to healthcare.
That's why...
And agriculture is actually really another big one. Monsanto, based out of St. Louis, owns pretty much every cornfield you see in the Midwest.
Yeah.
They basically have a contract with that farmer that says, like, if we go to your field and we pick an ear of corn and there's not, like, the seed isn't from us and you have this contract with us, you owe us, like, millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And farmers work for basically slave wages right now. They're working for, like, $4.50 an hour, 16-hour days.
Yeah.
And so they're just fucked.
Yeah.
And
farmers are the ones who are Republicans.
They're Republicans because they hear, like, the Democrats, I think, kind of started it. They talk a lot of shit on... Yeah, they sold them out, and then they talk a lot of shit on, like, look at all these dumb fucking rednecks, and it's like, dude, like, you couldn't do what he does.
That's why when people talk about, like, Clinton versus Trump, no one's going to vote for Clinton because the Clinton family fucked over the farmers. So, yes, you have a bunch of people who are racist farmers are going to vote for Trump no matter what, but any chance of, like, if you have the name Clinton, any chance of, like, a non-racist farmer, being like, well, maybe this person will be better for the farmers than Trump, not with Clinton. With anyone else, like with Bernie, they might have a chance. Because Bernie actually was trying to do something for farmers.
Bernie was ridiculously popular for being a Democrat among Republicans.
Because he was from a fucking rural area. Like, and he understood those issues.
He was pro-gun as far as, like, he was pro...
2016 election, he actually was pretty pro-gun.
He had smart ideas as far as guns, where he was like, okay, like, don't just, like, give any asshole a gun, but, like...
His only thing for guns was... Because Hillary would hammer him on gun stuff. Which was always like, you're just making him sound good. But, like, basically his main thing he only fought for was just background checks. That's the only thing he cared about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And people would hammer him, and every single time he'd be like, well, yeah, I'm from a rural area where people really want their guns, and in Vermont, there's not a fucking bunch of gun problems. So we don't have to worry about it there. So
yeah.
But for the 2020 election, he was like super anti-gun, especially anti-assault rifle. And I think that hurt because he had some libertarian vote 2016. I think he lost a lot of his libertarian vote because of the gun stuff. But
dude, if 2016 Bernie could run
that was
in 2020,
yeah,
that would have.
But it didn't matter. It wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered.
The Democrats, the base Democrat voters who vote during the primaries, like, we would have needed libertarians and Republicans to register as Democrat ahead of time and then vote for him, which is why the system is totally rigged. It makes no sense. You shouldn't have to. Now in Illinois, you don't have to register your party. You just go and you just vote. But in other states, you have to register for your party because they don't want other people to fuck up the primaries. But I think fucking up the primaries is a good thing because truly you should be able to flip flop and switch sides no matter what.
Primaries are good, but
you can change a lot in 4 years. You know, you could really flip flop and change all of your opinions in 4 years. So you should be allowed to vote different parties every time. Like, you shouldn't have to worry about what you're registered as ahead of time. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have. I understand registering to vote because it's like it helps count all the votes and everything. And then when you go, they'll just ask for your name. You're like, boom, done. There you go. You don't have to do all the other stupid shit. But just, I don't know. Illinois makes it so easy. I don't know why every state doesn't just do what we do. Like in New York, you have to register like 3 or 5 months before the vote. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, that
makes no
dumb.
sense. And people who register independent don't get to vote Republican or Democrat. It's like, why do you have that on there? Just to trick people? Seriously.
That's really dumb because I've on the same ticket. I voted in whatever year it was against our current governor.
Yeah.
Because I liked what the last guy had done because even though I believe he was a Republican.
Yeah.
He was...
We had a Republican governor?
Yeah, for like one term. And I thought he did all right. Like, I think he was pushing... He got the push going towards legalizing weed.
Yeah.
He got a bunch of other stuff done with money.
I don't know if he was Republican. I just know that...
I think he was. I think...
We had... The guy we had... He got... Yeah, he was pushing towards legal marijuana, but also he was the one who got rid of the death penalty for... Which is like... I don't think we ever used it. I don't think we ever used it here anyway, but like we shouldn't even.
Yeah,
exist.
he like banned it or whatever,
Yeah.
and then like this other guy was like, who's our current governor? J.B. Pritzker was a Chicago billionaire who like it just sounded like corporatism getting into politics to me, and he didn't have any great policies. He just ran on like, I am a Democrat.
I think Illinois is becoming more and more. We're finally taking the lead from like more other like states, and I mean I'm pretty happy with like the minimum wage hike and stuff like that. Like I'm pretty happy. Like my mom says she's moving to Missouri. Like so many people I know are fucking they're so upset with Illinois right now, and I'm like, Illinois is doing amazing with COVID stuff. Like the minimum wage hike happened right when we needed it during the fucking pandemic.
I think that's gonna fuck us, honestly.
Right now,
I'm for the minimum wage hike.
Yeah,
but
right now we're at $11 an hour, and I think it's I don't know if that's affecting anything. I think it's fine.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't. We'll have to see more later, but I don't think it's gonna. I don't know. I can't see how it would hurt anything.
Just because I think it's gonna fuck small businesses is what I'll say. I think the economy will look better on paper, but I think we're gonna watch the.
Well, they do offer tax credits if your business doesn't make a certain amount. However, I don't know the exact amounts, and sometimes that's where the fine print can really fuck some people over.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the nitty gritty. I don't know enough to where I can be like, oh, it'll be totally fine. But on paper, the way it sounds is that if you are a small business, then it won't really affect you nearly as much. It's mostly going to affect Walmart, McDonald's, and places like that.
Which would be nice, honestly.
Yeah. Because that's a smart way to do it. And yeah. And that's why, like, whenever the Democrats talk about it, we almost got that on the federal level. We were almost there. We were this close. Two Democrats voted no, and therefore it all went to shit.
We just scrapped it.
Which is why when people are like, oh yeah, Biden beat Trump, woo, it's like, it doesn't fucking matter. He can't do anything. We can't do anything without all the Democrats on board, and we're pretty 50-50 on everything else, so we're fucked. It sucks. The Democrats own everything, and we're not going to be able to do anything, because if one Democrat is basically a wolf in sheep's clothing, which a lot of Democrats are, because they're all paid off, they're not going to do it. So because two Democrats took the fall for all of them, now we don't have 15 minimum wage federal level. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that was...
I bet they were all, like, kind of sweating. Like, God, I hope somebody votes no on this, because it's not going to be me. I don't want to look bad.
Those people, they just took the fall for everyone, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Biden, I don't know if either he's too old or he's too corrupt, because he didn't do shit. He didn't put pressure on anyone. He didn't say, no, you will play ball. Because you know what Biden could do is next time there's an election for those Democrats, he could say, hey, these are the two that fucked everything up. This is my guy I like. Vote for my guy I like. Don't vote for these fuckers. And that's the president. And a lot of dumb shit motherfuckers are going, well, the president said do this, and I like Biden because he was Obama's vice president. Therefore, I like Biden no matter what he does. Mm-hmm. He has that power, and he's not going to ever use it because he's too fucking stupid. Too old or too corrupt. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so hard to be energized about Biden.
I will say, you actually were the one who introduced me to Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
And I like him.
Yeah.
And it'd be cool to see him. He's running for mayor of New York right now.
Okay, I didn't want him to be president, but I think he should get into politics and start there and see what he can accomplish.
And he's running on essentially the same platform he ran for as president.
And if as long as he's successful in his ideas, then it could become more popular ideas. I think people need to. I think someone needs to come up with a better version of his UBI plan. I don't think his UBI plan is very good. That's the universal basic income for anyone listening. But yeah, I like Yang a lot. I like what he says. He's a
UTI plan.
Yes, his UTI plan. Everyone has to drink cranberry juice every day so they don't have burning piss. Yeah.
Nice.
He wants to do $1,000 a month for every single American, but if you sign up for that, then you don't get welfare. That's his plan. I think you should just get both. I think it should be just like how COVID relief. COVID relief is basically what. Well, except for COVID relief, because our government is full of a bunch of ancient fossil dinosaur people who can barely use technology, who can barely breathe and walk. They're like, oh, we can't do this, and so we have to wait like 6 months every time for a fucking stimulus check, and so our economy is just getting more and more drained.
I love those old Kamala Harris tweets where she's like, "We're gonna push for $1,000, at least $1,000 a month, reoccurring, and for 3 months after we finally get back on our feet."
Yeah, that's how the Democrats won at the very, very end. They won a few extra states at the end, and it was because they started running on $1,000 a month, or they started running on reoccurring checks, and people were thinking $2,000 reoccurring checks. Because remember, it was $2,000. That's why we got the $1,400, because
it was $600.
Because we got $600 last time. So like, that's $2,000, right? No, that's not what we said.
That's not what you said.
We need reoccurring checks. I'll take $1,400 reoccurring, but you said $2,000. You did not say $1,400 because you got $600 earlier. That $600's gone. That went gone in half a month. It goes away in a few weeks.
But yeah, they were big on that in like campaigning, and now it's just gone.
I need to. My car has a leak in its power steering, and it's like $500 something to replace it. Like $600 is nothing. Like, you have to have a car so you can work, so that way you can have a place to stay. And cars are stupidly expensive, and then you have to pay rent, which doesn't cover your utilities, which also then you have to pay for groceries. So you have to pay for all of this shit, and they give you just enough to fucking have a few bucks over what you need to cover everything. And then they say, well, don't you think you're asking for a little much? And it's like, no.
Yeah, Mitch McConnell was like, millennials are going to be like retiring in their 30s if we give them $1,000 a month. Like, Mitch McConnell was like, oh my god, millennials are going to retire when they're 40 or 30 or whatever. And it's like, no. That's no, like, how are we going to retire with $2,000 a month?
That's so stupid, because so many people, like, if you make, so what's minimum wage right now is 11, but on the federal level, it's like 8 something, right?
$7.25.
$7.25 on the federal level. So $7.25 in 2 weeks.
Hold on. So $7.25. Let's say they're working
40 hours.
Yeah.
40 hours shift
for 2 weeks. Oh well, yeah. Yeah, try to calculate that really quick. Because I'm thinking it's like $10K a year.
That's $580 every 2 weeks.
Okay, now we have to do a month. So that's...
Wait, are they working 40 hours a week?
Yeah. In this scenario, which most of them aren't.
Well, here, you're trying to figure out yearly?
Yeah.
Okay, so 725 times 40 times 52. So that's $15,000 a year.
Okay, I was thinking
below
even less.
poverty. That's way below poverty.
Yeah. So they're thinking then what? So then you add 1,000 for every month, so 1,200 on top of that.
So that's 26, right?
26.
12 and 15? No, I'm way off.
12 and 15. I'm thinking you get 1,000 a month.
1,000 a month is $12,000 a year.
And there's 12 months.
So $12,000 plus $15,000.
Where's the 15 coming
from? You said on top of this, on top of their minimum wage.
Yeah, on top of their minimum wage.
$27,000 a year.
So you get $27,000 a year, and like
which is enough to support 4 other people.
Yeah.
In poverty.
Yeah. Yeah, because isn't like the average like 40K a year or 50K a year or something?
I think the average right now is 60, but it depends on... What were you going to say, Shane?
It depends on how many people in your household.
Right.
It also depends on how you look at the average. The average includes
like
all the billionaires right now.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the average is if you take out all the mega rich.
Here's 2020 poverty guidelines for the 48 contiguous states and the District of Columbia. So if it's one person in family, below poverty is 12,000, 2 17,000, 3 21,000, 4 26, 5 30.
So they're saying a 40-hour week at minimum wage is above the poverty level for a single person.
Barely
above poverty. Which
you're not poor, but you're very poor.
You're very poor, but we won't help you.
A lot of people don't work 40 hours a week, first of all. Second of all...
Or can't.
Second of all, most people just work 2 jobs because it's not sustainable to work 1 fucking job. So that means we need more minimum wage. Like, if people have to work 2 jobs, that means they need higher wages. It does not mean they should work 2 jobs. And first of all, that's going towards the job crisis. You want to create more jobs, make people work less. Like, for fuck's sake.
And businesses...
You shouldn't be working 40 hours a week. You should... Most of your life should not be just working. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That's not what the billionaires do.
And a lot of businesses hire part-time so they won't let you go over 40 hours.
Exactly.
So they don't have to pay benefits.
That's what Walmart does.
Yeah.
They just don't let people work the full 40 hours.
Or overtime.
Yeah, a lot of the bigger places will do that shit.
Amazon.
Yeah.
You have to piss in shit in bottles.
Bottle. Yeah.
And people were shitting in plastic bags.
I didn't know about that.
And corporate knew about it.
Yeah.
Like management knew that people were doing this. And they were like, great job, guys.
Yeah.
Keep going. That's awesome that you're pissing in bottles to keep your time.
Taking the initiative.
Yeah.
I don't know how they don't allow bathroom breaks.
That's illegal.
You get the bare minimum. You get like 15 minutes.
Yeah, but
throughout the entire day.
But like you have to work like an insanely long shift, don't you? Like
yeah, and you have to meet certain times for each package.
Yeah.
You have to be because they run it through like AI and all these calculations to get like the most efficient times.
It's almost...
So they always monitor you and time you. Yeah. And if you're not doing your times properly or you're late on something, they'll like punish you somehow.
That's literally what happened during the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the deal.
That's literally what they did back then.
We have robots now. We could fully automate that shit, and then if we were taxing this correctly, because there wouldn't be any workers, we could do a full corporate tax on all these robots. Then we could actually put money back into the economy because we have a lot of people who are way smarter and way more technically able to do things than sit there and tape boxes. Like, literally, you can train a chimp to tape a box. Like, we could have an an amazing society
Yeah.
if we redistributed the money just a little bit. I'm not even talking about communism, just like the normal amount.
Yeah.
And if you hurt yourself, like lifting boxes, they don't care. They won't let you leave. You have to finish your shift. And if you like call off because of it, they take away sick days.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Amazon is
paid
notorious
leave.
for being like one of the worst companies to work for. Yeah, and so it's almost like regulations are probably a good thing and not a bad thing.
They can be a good thing.
They are definitely a good thing in this case. Because what people are worried about is like over regulating, but like what you don't realize is that like we don't have the bare minimum. Like we're going back to Industrial Revolution shit now because we don't allow, like we don't stop companies from doing this shit.
I said this.
We don't punish the rich, basically.
I said this a while ago, but I think we're going back to like, the Industrial Revolution age and the Rockefellers.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have another worker uprising.
The Gilded Age is what that was with
Yeah.
Rockefellers and everything. Yeah, and that was like Teddy Roosevelt's like my favorite president.
Yeah, because he sued them all.
And he was like, I won't be happy until every one of these giant corporate monopolies are completely busted. Like,
yeah. And that's what.
Yeah, he made monopolies illegal.
That's why people kept calling Bernie like the new Teddy Roosevelt because we needed.
I thought they called him the new FDR.
Yeah, because of the because he wants to do like the New Deal stuff.
He wants. So Franklin was who did World War II and the Great Depression, and he had the New Deal, and then Bernie wanted the Green New Deal.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the Green New Deal is written by AOC and this guy. I think his name's like Munchkin or something. He's an old fucking guy.
Old Munchkin.
We should probably wrap up.
We'll wrap up soon, yeah. But and then Nancy Pelosi tried to primary a descendant of the Kennedys against him because he wrote the Green New Deal. And she's like, nope, we ain't doing that shit because I ain't paid enough to fucking let you guys do the Green New fucking Deal.
Mm-hmm.
I need to die and be buried with all my money.
Yeah, it's so stupid. That's why you need Bernie. He's so old. He can't even be corrupt.
So is Nancy. Like, Nancy's older than he is.
But she's been corrupt in the game for so long.
Yeah.
Because when Nancy first started, she was this young, spry, I'm going to fight the power. And then over time, she just became super
a Democrat,
corrupt.
Yeah.
But like, get this fucker in here and be like, if he dies in office, so be it. Like, I don't care. But instead, they went with Biden.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That made me really sad whenever
Bernie was doing so good. He was literally winning every state. And then
until Illinois, and I saw the Illinois primary, and it was like 80% Biden.
It was South Carolina. Biden just skyrocketed, and then Bernie just lost all of his momentum, and then everyone dropped out. So it was only Bernie and Biden, and then and Elizabeth Warren, which she lost her home state. Oh my God, so embarrassing! And then
to Biden,
to Biden. Biden won fucking everything, dude. Biden killed it. Oh, he didn't win California though. But yeah, Biden killed.
Who won Who won California?
Bernie.
Okay.
Bernie crushed California.
Okay, I remember he won. What was it? Nevada.
Yeah.
Bernie
won a
Iowa.
few states that day on Super Tuesday. He won like a decent amount, but Biden just won too many.
Well, yeah, the Democrats were like, "Oh shit, Bernie."
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Okay, Biden. You're the only one who can
win. Has to be Biden.
Yeah.
It wasn't even about like beating fucking Trump. It was about beating Bernie. It sucked. I hate it. And
because I really do think Bernie would have beat Trump.
I think at the very least it would have been a social awakening because Bernie would have actually brought up actual fucking issues instead of standing
Bernie would have fucking killed Trump in a debate.
Like, even if everyone was like, okay, Bernie won, and then, but like, the way the Electoral College rolled it out, Trump beat him. All of society would have been like, Not the way if Biden would have lost, where it would have been like, oh yeah, the old fucking dude lost against the other old, the old racist lost to the old racist. It would have been like, Bernie fucking lost? Like, that's what we're down to? Like, Bernie lost to the orange racist? Like,
I don't think Trump had a chance of hell winning no matter who he went against. And I know everyone said that in 2016, but this time was like, oh my God. The people, it would have been the same outcome no matter what, because nobody voted for policy this last time at all. But however, people were super motivated to go vote, which didn't happen in 2016. And the reason why they were so motivated was because they fucking hate Trump. So I feel like people would have just voted.
Well,
But you have to have the late night people and the news people all actually championing Bernie Sanders and saying vote for this guy, which they didn't do at all because they were all super anti-Bernie Sanders this entire fucking...
Except for Joe Rogan, and everyone hates him now for some reason.
Yeah, well, Joe Rogan's being really weird about COVID stuff, but before then, he was being perfectly fine, and I don't understand.
Bernie would have killed Trump in a debate. Trump would have been like, he would have spun circles around him. Trump wouldn't know how to answer.
I really think if the media just backed Bernie, then we would have kids not in cages by now, and we would have 15 minimum wage. And I mean, it wouldn't be automatically the best ever, but it would. The things that Biden is failing on is things that we could actually fix. That I don't understand why he's doing things the way he's doing, other than he's just paid off. I just don't know why we don't. I mean, just please, why couldn't we have Bernie? We can't. We're not getting Bernie because next time will be for Biden's re-election, and Bernie's gonna be way too old after 8 years from now.
Biden's gonna be way too old too. Like,
Trump's gonna be way too old. They're all gonna be fucking old.
Yeah, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
2024, we need new faces. I'm hoping Biden. Honestly, I'm hoping he just gives it up to Kamala, but I think Kamala's a shit leader who can't even debate. She lost to Mike Pence in the debate, in my opinion. She just couldn't fucking debate for shit. I don't think she's a good leader. I don't think she has.
She's just like, excuse me, I'm talking.
Yeah,
and then
she went for the boss girl power.
She wanted to be a girl boss, except for she was too much like an actual real life girl boss, where they actually don't do shit, and all they do is do things for show, and they're just fucking annoying.
The only thing I think of whenever I think of like girl boss type stuff is that whole like more female drone pilots, and it's like
more female dictators.
And I'm all for like equality and everything, but it's like equality isn't like, so we have like Trump and you want girl Trump. Like I'll pass.
We have to wrap up soon, but I do want to say real quick that the idea of feminism being equal to breaking the glass ceiling is one of the most atrocious, disgusting takes of all time. This is called corporate feminism or something, whatever you want to call it, because this is not real feminism. This is a joke. This is feminism being hijacked by corporations, because breaking the glass ceiling is not feminism at all. It doesn't fucking matter if we have a female president, if it's a shitty fucking Democrat female president like Hillary Clinton, then that doesn't fucking matter. We need like real systemic change. Real feminism would be actions, not people. So real feminism would be any president, male or female, and then them doing something like making abortion has to be legal no matter what. If you make abortion illegal, then you're fucking breaking the law. How about that? That's fucking feminism, not, female drone pilots. That's not...
Yeah.
That's just... Oh, because the reason why it's not feminism is because class warfare is such a huge issue that, like, if we're still hurting the poor, we're not actually helping anyone. Like, if poor women are suffering because they face dilemmas that rich white women don't have to deal with, then we haven't done anything for feminism at all. So, yeah. So, breaking the glass ceiling, everything Hillary and Kamala talk about, shove it up your ass. It's worthless. It's not even feminism. Take it from me, a white male. But it's true. You can't prove me wrong here. So I just mansplained feminism so hard. Read a book, bitch.
Read a book, bitch. On what was your book about? The Trail of Tears, or no? You.
Oh, it was about Hong Kong.
Yeah,
that's fine too.
About the Japanese invasion of Hong Kong.
Just knowing about history in general is so important.
The Battle of Blair Mountain is one of the most important things in our history that I didn't know about until
Of course.
4 years after I graduated.
I didn't know about it until I went to college. I paid attention to history.
Yeah, I love history.
I always paid attention to history. College was when I first figured out, I learned about a lot of stuff, basically. Because that's when you learn about everything, I guess.
When you know, you got, like, it's got to be the case, because you went to a community college, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't really go to college. I went to one class to community college, and then you're going to a local college. We're not getting, like, all the shit either. Like, that's what the internet is amazing at, is but you gotta look for it. You gotta find it.
Yeah, and if you don't know where you're looking, you get the YouTube alt-right pipeline where
exactly
you just start watching PewDiePie, and then for some reason, there's this one guy who somewhat makes some jokes making fun of women that happens to be, suggested to you because you like PewDiePie. And then you watch him, and then you start watching Joe Rogan, who has Ben Shapiro on for one episode. Because you watched that episode, now it keeps recommending Ben Shapiro to you.
YouTube will not quit recommending Ben Shapiro to me right now, and I haven't clicked on any Ben Shapiro shit.
Yeah. I watch fucking, like, nothing but, like, Hassan and...
yeah, same.
Like, I watch, like, and then, like, left-leaning talk shows and stuff like that. And then, like, I'll still get, like, random, like, do you want to watch actual Steven Crowder? Like, no. I don't want to watch. I want to fucking make fun of him.
Yeah.
YouTube is just so ridiculous about that. I stopped getting Joe Rogan recommended to me, and now I'm like, it's pretty much just all Hassan and Vosh is recommended to me now. And sometimes I still get Destiny. I don't even watch Destiny, but I'll get him. If you talk about something cool, I'll watch him, but I don't really... I think Destiny's really annoying. I agree with him on a lot of stuff, but he's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's how I feel about Vosh.
Yeah.
It's like every once in a while he'll post something on Twitter, and I'll be like, yeah, alright, and then I'll try and click on a clip, and it's just him like...
He's just not a good talker.
Yeah, he's
leftists fucking hate him. Leftists fucking think he's one step away from being a fucking white racist Republican. I'm like, what the fuck? Why?
Vosh?
Yeah. I'm like, why? I never see it.
They do that with Shoe on Head too, where they're like...
Yeah, but at least she was like very blatant that she's like, I don't mind appealing to the centrist. In fact, I want to appeal to the centrist.
Right, like bring them into the fold. Like,
But Vosh doesn't even try. Vosh, I feel like, is too SJW for me sometimes. They'd be like, oh, this person said this, they're a fucking racist, homophobe, you could never like this person ever again. I'm like, what? And he'll call out, like...
It's like, I don't know, it was kind of funny, like...
He'll call out, like leftists on YouTube, like the talk show people, like Kyle Kalinske and Crystal Ball and shit. But like, these people are fucking fraudulent, scam artists, racists. They just support Republicans. Like, what the fuck are you talking? Like, and so when people are like, that's how Vosh is, and Vosh saying how these people, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. Internet politics is just nothing but infighting because no one can stay on focus. No one can talk about the real fucking problem.
Twitter's the worst thing that
yeah,
could have happened to politics.
Well, I mean, TikTok informs a lot of people on politics too, and it's just the same shit. It's just
anything that you hear in a soundbite, just like the news, where it's like they give you like 15 seconds of a politician saying something. It's like, I do dislike that, and it's like completely out of context, and it's like maybe you still dislike it, but it's not.
They're doing the thing where like they talk about people and not the ideas.
Yeah.
Even like if we make fun of like Major Taylor Greene or something, I'm going to go into why she's so stupid. I'm not just going to be like, she's stupid because of this.
Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Yeah. I always call her Major. Because she's a major pain.
Major bitch.
Alright, let's wrap this shit up. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene, you get the biggest fucking stupid bitch award of 2021. Congratulations, it's only April, you dumb fucking bitch.
Okay, thanks for watching. Check us out on Spotify. We're on Spotify and Apple.
I don't know. We're on Google.
And Google, but okay,
We're on
Spotify.
Ones. Anchor has us on a few different things.
We're on a couple different other audio platforms. Go listen to us there.
That's all good.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.